I think the main fun thing that you guys need to know is that they did give us all of the names of the bulls, which I appreciated. And one of them was named Hermes, and I did watch him bop his head into the release gate a few times, his horns. Very fun. That's it. That's my intro. Hi, I'm Amanda. You're watching Swell Entertainment, and surprisingly enough, I decided to go to PBR, or professional bull riding, because I have been doing a couple of heavier videos lately, and my anxiety's been real high. Just has not been doing well lately, okay? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to professional bull riding because I saw an ad for it, and I remembered last year I wanted to go, but I missed all the California dates, okay? And so I saw it and was like, oh, cool. In like a week or so, they're gonna be at the Honda Center. I'm from Orange County. This is perfect. So then I go, and then I get the shock of my life right into the intro. The official title of the event that I went to is PBR Camping World Teams Series, and I went Friday night. I was only going to go one night, so this is not like a race weekend or anything like that where I'm like going to every single thing, but they do multiple nights. As I'm recording this, it's Sunday. They are doing another night. There's still tickets available as I'm looking at this. I also did think it was weird because like the first night I went, it started at 7:45. Then like last night, I think it started at like 6:30. Tonight, it starts at like 1:15 p.m. I don't think I can say the words tonight. No idea what that's all about, but obviously I'm only going to review my experience at Friday night. But first, let me tell you about the sponsor for today's video, Zocdoc. Though it doesn't really feel like it here in Los Angeles, fall is approaching. And I don't know about you, but when the weather starts to change, my dry skin can get even more dry and also start getting itchy, and sometimes it can lead to an acne flare-up. When you have skin concerns that you're not quite sure how to deal with, one of the best things you can do is see a professional, and that's where our sponsor today, Zocdoc, can help. Finding a reliable dermatologist in my network can be so daunting. But thankfully, Zocdoc is a free website where you can search and compare high-quality care providers in your network and read verified patient reviews alongside detailed doctor profiles. Not just because I'm a full-time creator that's been on camera, but because I've previously had issues with acne. Anytime I have any slight flare-ups, it's very important for me to see a professional. And Zocdoc helps take the stress out of finding that professional. Zocdoc appointments happen fast, typically between 24 to 72 hours of booking. Sometimes you can even score same-day appointments, which is particularly great when you need a dermatologist because skin flare-ups can happen literally overnight. And Zocdoc isn't just for specialty doctors like dermatologists. They have more than 100,000 healthcare providers across nearly every specialty, from mental health to eye care to dental and much more. Feeling your best, whether on camera or in your day-to-day, starts with finding the right care. Take control of your health today. Visit Zocdoc.com/swell or click the link in the description box. And thank you again to Zocdoc for sponsoring this video. I've been to rodeos, I've been to bull riding events, I've just never done PBR before, and so I fully went into PBR expecting like, this is gonna be insane, this is gonna be really Murica, you know, like it's OC, it's a Cheeto presidency, you know, like I fully figured what I was gonna walk into, okay? And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna try and enjoy myself. There's multiple people that I've told about this and they were like, that's crazy, I don't like that. And a few people that were like, God, I wish I was with you just to see your face. Because I went alone, as I often do to events. Side note, I don't like when a ticket site does not disclose a VIP private area is right in the center of something. I got my tickets a few days before, nothing crazy, okay? So I know I wasn't gonna get like good seats, okay? But I was also buying one seat, and unfortunately Ticketmaster and the like don't like it when you're buying one seat, especially close to an event. It's incredibly annoying. I believe it was a resale ticket. Like I bought it through PBR. It was PBR's site and it was like, oh, get tickets. Click that. They brought it me to Ticketmaster, okay? So on their site, the site that they recommended to me, they showed where the shoots were. They don't show that there is a big VIP area taking up a good chunk of your view of where the floor is. I just checked on Ticket Center. Obviously, I wanted to be close to the shoots, okay? But I figured, oh, it's okay. I can get closer to the actual, like, arena floor, whatever, with the one ticket that was further down. So I was like, it's fine. I'll still have a clear view. We'll be good. And then, nope. The view was fine. I could see enough. I definitely would sit further back if I were to do this again, and definitely more closer to the shoots, which obviously common sense, but I figured it was fine because I didn't figure there'd be a giant VIP platform blocking things. Just think like something you should, you know, disclose. Tickets fluctuated. As of right now for Sunday, there are 2 tickets for $143 a piece. Decent amounts of seats available. Tickets are fairly cheap, you know, can't really complain about that, frankly. And I think I bought resale tickets and they were still real cheap. At the Honda Center for bull riding. Got there around like 7-ish, walked around, got inside. Not a ton. They had a few stuff set up for kids, which is nice. They had like a little like junior writers type of things, young bucks, I think they called it or something. They had a merch stand. You could buy cowbells and stuff. No magnets, so I didn't get anything. I think I was the only one there not wearing plaid. My mistake. It was interesting to me because like the event started at 7:45 and it's a fairly late start. And I was just like, oh, this must be like with races, you know, with like Formula One, okay, or even like other series. Sometimes the practice days are like not super busy. So like I figured that was it. But like the event filled up throughout the night. So like in some of my footage, you're going to see like there's not a lot of people around me. By the time I left towards the end of that, I left right after like game 5, I think it was. It was pretty full. Like all the seats around me were full for the most part. Okay, so it did fill up, which just interesting because I feel like you missed a bulk of the start of everything. They do the intro where they're like, hey, we're going to go live on Fox Sports or whatever it is, or Fox Now, whatever the Fox streaming service is, I think. And they did a countdown and they were like screaming, cheering, ah, but like they weren't going to film my area because like it wasn't super lit, but I was next to that VIP area, which they were filming from time to time. Then they had like a whole light show start and they had PBR go, like they laid out in gasoline and then they set that on fire. Lots of pyrotechnics. They went crazy with it. That's cool. It's fun. And they had done a couple of ads for a couple of different things where I was just like, again, I know where I'm at. But then they had all the different teams come out and they did the different matchups for the different games. So they had that all the like, oh, game 1, who's coming out? And they had all the writers come out and do like the stare off and they all shook hands, you know, very nice. Then they had them line up along the side, like once they were done, go through. And then all of a sudden I see ropes come down from like the side of the big Jumbotron in the center. And then they're like a special demonstration from U.S. Border Patrol, I guess special ops for U.S. Border Patrol, propelled from the ceiling. So that was, I believe, after the invocation, which the invocation, not surprising to me. That's where they basically like pray over all the riders. They do it in IndyCar as well. It's a dangerous sport. That doesn't bother me all that much. A display of, you know, religion does not bother me, even though I'm not religious. To each their own. The rappelling from the ceiling for, you know, U.S. Border Patrol, that did take me aback.
I'm in enemy territory, I think.
Which, like, I knew logically, but still, just because someone's into bull riding doesn't mean they, like, you know, automatically would call ICE on someone, you know, like just, you know, that's what I would like to believe at least. And then it just kept going. They had U.S. Border Patrol agents do the, you know, presenting of the colors and national anthem performance. And then I didn't even realize right away that the U.S. Border Patrol was like sponsoring. I don't know if it was a sponsoring, but they were wearing their colors in like a design. The safety team for PBR had like U.S. Border Patrol logos and then were kind of like decked out, like their like jersey things were like U.S. Border Patrol. It's like beyond parody at a certain point, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was explaining this to people and they're like, you're fucking with me. And I showed them the video of them rappelling from the ceiling to be like, no, like this happened. I'd never heard of this, oh my God. Like I really don't know. I felt icky like watching this and I just kept going and I stayed. I left around, like I said, game 5. But still I was like, wow, this is a tangent. Someone's going to give me shit. I don't really care. Like this is beyond parody at this point, you know, like when like people are like, oh, Europeans make fun of Americans, because of X, Y, and Z, or like the fact that we like say the Pledge of Allegiance in class, or like, oh, you don't have healthcare, whatever. And then we have professional bull riding where they wear the decals, the logos of the U.S. Border Patrol. Like, what are we doing? I want to make this a normal video. And it's like, that took me so aback. I just started texting people like, hey, this is crazy, right? But that's insane. Anyways, let me go to PBR. Hold on. PBR sanctioned events have paid out almost $60 million in prize money, including $16 million in 2024 alone. This sport stresses me out in the way that F1 and IndyCar does, Indy Next as well. I'm 27, as I said. Anyone under the age of 22 doing a sport of this nature gives me anxiety. I do think that is a side effect of my frontal lobe developing, unfortunately. So it's fine. Like, there's nothing I'm going to do about it. I'm just like, oh God, Why is this 19-year-old doing this? Is that helmet enough? You know, like, I think that's where I'm at, you know, because like in my brain, I'm like, that's an infant. I'd see the same thing with like IndyCar, Indy Next, Kimi Antonelli and Isaac Hadjar, a bunch of these drivers doing this sport. I'm just like, oh God, okay, stress, anxiety, putting the children to work in sports. It just stresses me out. And that is what it is. So this sport, there was multiple times where they were like, 19-year-old rookie. I was like, God, okay, I guess I'm going to watch this kid try and stay on a bull. All right. On the website as well, they got riders, bulls, and become a bull rider. So that's what I was looking for. We have... Did I see this bull compete? We have Man-Hater. World rank number 1. Average score 46.1667. Buck off percentage 75%. So basically the reason they give us both the riders and the bulls is because that's what makes a cumulative score for the game. So each game it's one team against another team, and they all their riders ride and compete, and then that gets the score, and then, you know, the winner is between those two teams. Next set of teams, so on and so forth until we're done with the games. But to get the score, there's two things. Riders need to have a qualified ride. This was not explained until after, I think, game 1. I did appreciate that you guys did this. I wish it was sooner, but that's just me.
Officials score the bull on how hard the bull bucks, how high he kicks, power, speed, and direction change. Athletes are scored by their control, rhythm, and how they match the movement with the bull. If a rider wants to earn extra points, they can do so by pulling their leg away from the bull to demonstrate control. There are a total of 100 points available for a qualified ride. That's 50 points for the rider and 50 points for the bull. An average score will be in the 80s, where an exceptional ride will be in the 90s. In each 5 versus 5 game, the team that scores the most points on their bulls will take home the W.
There was a few times that I did find it funny because this happened a few times with other events that are a little less like official. Let's go with that. Not for bull riding, obviously, but there was a few times that I saw for like creator boxing matches, probably not the ones you're thinking of, where the refs would allow matches to go on that really should have stopped solely because the crowd wanted them to go on. And to the point where it was genuinely unsafe for the fighters involved. One fighter in particular was getting his shit rocked, but he was staying up, you know, and so it was just like, this fight should have been called, but nope, we're letting it go on because the ref is allowing it because the crowd wants it, and let's do what the crowd wants. So there was a few times where they kind of played up like that was what was going to happen. They would be like, California, we hear you. We're not going to listen to you, but you've been heard. You know, like I did think that was funny. You guys got me a few times with that because I was like, are you going to? Oh, thank God. Okay. I mean, I may have thought that ride was qualified, but at least you're not listening to us, frankly.
Officials have heard you. They have heard you. Nothing's gonna change, but they heard you, California.
It's one thing to like give someone a shot or something like that, or like a redo, whatever, you know, if like that's what's up for debate. Like, oh, we're not sure if we should do another ride or not, nothing like that. Or like trying to get the team to accept the accepted ride number or do like a redo, because that happened a few times where it's like the ride technically would be qualified, but they wanted a better score, so they accepted a new ride. So I would get if like the teams were like, kind of listening to the crowd being like, new ride, like I would get that. That's not even the right phrasing, I don't think. I know someone's like bashing their head into a wall watching this right now. I'm sure. That's okay. I would say about 25, 27 was probably around the average age that I saw. The current world champions are the Austin Gamblers, okay? They were also the ones that had, I believe, the sponsor for the VIP spot that was right in front of me. I believe they are currently the champions for PBR. Or the reigning champions currently. Like I said, if you want to be closer to the chutes, you're going to get a better view regardless. The closer you are to the chutes and then a little further up, it's kind of where you want to be. Because the bulls, when they come out of the chutes, they kind of just go crazy real immediately. They don't really need to like move around. So you're going to be pretty far from them. If you're close to the actual like pen, dirt, field, whatever. I don't know. We're in the Honda Center, the hockey rink, okay? The ice, you're going to get a much better view if you're a little further up and then a little closer to the chutes. They come out, and on some occasions, some of the fouls that I saw, or at least some of the challenges that I saw, the timer starts, I believe, once they said that once the bull's shoulders are outside of the pen. One of the buck-off incidences, the Throne Riders, okay, he got bopped once, bounced, and then kind of tumbled forward, and then he got bopped by the horns. He was good, I think, but like went end over and got like kind of like okay, so bull, okay, rider, okay, like boop, 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 boop. Like it was very weird. I'm not doing it right, obviously, because I don't have dexterity here, but it was like, it just did not look pleasant. He got like, I think it was right in the chest is where they got the bull got him. That one was crazy. There was a few ones where the bull would just kind of go around, and the safety team is there obviously to like kind of like get between. The safety team has very little gear on, which is fascinating to me. The variations in riders, and this was always very interesting to me because the younger riders are in a lot more gear, in my opinion. I don't know if there was any actual full-on regulation, because in a lot of the promo, what I saw, all the riders seemed to be in the same type of gear. I don't know if there was a baseline, because a few of the veterans, it did look like they were just wearing a cowboy hat and a button-up shirt. Most of the other riders, I would say, were in full like gear of sorts that almost looked to have padding around their collarbones, smart, almost like a padded body armor type of style, and like something resembling a hockey mask with a helmet, which smart. I wouldn't say that there was a vast difference between the veterans and the riders. And even people that they said, oh, we call him Mr. 90 points or something like that at one point. He did not stay on that bull very long. I almost said horse. Not stay on that bull very long. Also, at some point, I don't remember exactly what time in the night this was, but at some point, I may be between games 2 and 3, maybe after 3, I'm not certain. They did the Camping World Extreme cornhole toss, in which they brought someone up who was on top of the platform where the chutes are, above the chutes, and they put a cornhole thing. Cornhole is like a beanbag toss, chat, for those of you that don't know the phrase cornhole. Okay, it's like a board, it's at an angle, got maybe a couple of holes, and you take beanbags and you're a certain distance away and you throw it and you try and underhand toss it or overhand toss it, depending on, how you're feeling that day, and you try and get into the holes or on the board. Okay, different points for different things. Okay. So apparently Camping World decided to do extreme cornhole tossing, and basically it is possible because they showed a video of someone who got it like this year.
This unassuming gentleman takes the big shot in the extreme challenge. Bam! He wins the motorhome. He wins the RV van, Craig.
But basically, if you get the beanbag to stop on the board, you get $500. If you get the shot, if you make the shot with that distance, you get a camper. And someone got that camper recently. I would at least want to try it at some point. Anyways, they brought a guy up there and they gave him a t-shirt that was apparently, I don't know if the shirt department came from the Captain America School of Steve Rogers tiny shirts. I don't know. They were like, oh, he's from Canada. So people booed because Murica. The announcer said, oh no, he's one of the only people that moved to California. All right. I just find it silly. It's just funny. He was like, yeah, we got baseball in Canada too, and then missed both shots after doing a pretty decent test throw. And then they were like, oh, it's okay. Don't worry. We're going to count your test throw. You still didn't get anything, but we're going to count it for you. And then he was like, oh yeah, Jerry's a nice guy. He's on steroids, but he's funny, or something like that. Just kind of busting his balls. Entertaining change of pace, I'll give you that. And again, this is crazy. Some of these rides, no one got seriously injured that I could tell. A lot of the riders were obviously real upset, especially the younger ones. You could tell, like, when they think they've got a ride, all of a sudden, then they're off in like 2.5 seconds. To some degree, I'm sure it kind of feels like, oh, well, I didn't do anything. This bull just hates me. And it's like, yeah, that's kind of the whole point. All in all, I'm fine with one night. I think I got out of it what I needed to. Getting out of there was not a big deal, but I did leave in the middle of like game 5. Okay, just because I was like, you know what? I'm done. I've seen what I need to see. Don't know if I would go again. Only because, again, the U.S. Border Patrol element of it all made me very uncomfortable. Anyways, that's going to be it. Have you ever gone to a PBR event? Have you ever done professional bull riding yourself? Do you think that I, at 5'2", would get my shit rocked in bull riding? Let me know. Comment down below. Reminder, I stream on Twitch. My Swell Entertainment is now available on Spotify. Reminder to check out Girly Pop Go if you'd like to see more car and motorsport content. Shout out to my channel members. You also join me on channel memberships. You can go ahead and click join down below. If you'd like to follow me on all social media, that'll be go ahead and you can follow up here. Wow, that was weird. Phrased weird. Anyways, that's going to be a hell of a day. Goodbye. I don't have an outro, so we're just going to read off more bull names. We got Fatal Attraction, SPM, American Hustle, Honky Tonk, Reality Check, 2 for the Show, Dynamite, Holding My Own, Kevin, Head Turner, Mine's broke. Electric Kitty and Big Tasty.